From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, July 28th, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.64 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,262 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 6.1 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,792. Antiwar.com reports following the 419-3 vote in the U.S. House, the Senate on Thursday passed the new bill sanctioning Russia with a similar overwhelming margin, 98-2. The lone no votes were Senators Bernie Sanders and Rand Paul. The bill initially started as limiting the president's ability to ease sanctions on Russia, but quickly expanded to adding a bunch of new sanctions targeting Russia and also some new sanctions against Iran and North Korea, done to secure the votes. The passage out of the House and Senate advanced the bill onto President Trump, and despite his initial reticence at a bill limiting his power, White House officials have indicated that he will sign the bill as it is now structured. This opens the door for retaliatory measures. Russian officials have already threatened retaliatory measures over the bill should it be signed, expected to include moves to expel some U.S. diplomats. The European Union is also threatening to retaliate as the sanctions target foreign investors in Russia's energy sector, which includes a number of important EU companies who import energy from Russia. Iran has also threatened reciprocal measures over the sanctions against them, which officials see as violating the P5+1 nuclear deal, since they replaced sanctions the U.S. was obliged to lift under the deal while claiming a different pretext for them. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports for several hours Thursday, Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of internet retail giant Amazon, overtook Microsoft founder Bill Gates as the world's richest man, according to a real-time ranking compiled by Forbes magazine. A 1% surge in the price of Amazon shares account for the wealth Bezos has accumulated, at least on paper, enabling him to surpass Gates at $91 billion in assets on the Forbes list on Thursday. Gates was listed at $90 billion. By Thursday afternoon, however, Gates was back on top after a dip in Amazon's stock price. Shares of Amazon have increased about 40% in the last year and have traded at more than $1,000 per share during that time. According to regulatory filings, Bezos owns about 81 million shares of Amazon, accounting for roughly 17% of the shares in the company he founded. Bezos also owns the Washington Post and the space exploration company Blue Origin. Money Gates has donated to his charitable organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, is not counted by Forbes as part of his personal fortune. Gates has been ranked number 1 on the Forbes richest person list in 18 of the last 23 years. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the head of Boy Scouts of America apologized to members of the youth organization on Thursday for the political rhetoric that was inserted into its national gathering this week by President Donald Trump. Michael Serbach wrote in an open letter published on the Scouts website, "I want to extend my sincere apologies to those in our scouting family who were offended by the political rhetoric that was inserted into the Jamboree. That was never our intent." He said every U.S. president who serves as the Scouts honorary president has been invited to speak at the National Jamborees held every 4 years since 1937, but that the Scouts were nonetheless steadfastly nonpartisan. He said there were 40,000 participants, including Boy Scouts, volunteers, staff, and visitors. Trump started his speech before thousands of boys aged 12 to 18 in a West Virginia field on Monday evening, lauding hard work and perseverance, then quickly turned to partisan attacks and ridicule of fake media. He attacked Democratic rivals, lambasted the current healthcare law, and reminisced about a cocktail party he went to decades ago filled with the hottest people in New York. Trump's speech drew intense criticism from former Scouts, parents of Scouts, and others, with many saying the speech was inappropriate and not in keeping with Scout values. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.